Okay, good afternoon all. And last classes we have discussed about lighting standards, right? So what are the different standards which is available for manufacturing lighting loads, right? So and today we're just going to move into straight away. We're just moving into harmonics as well as power factor, right? So and we'll go with it. What are the different ways of reducing your harmonics, right? So power factor already we have discussed about it initially module 2, and we'll just go into model that's called we're just going to move into shadow into harmonics, right? So these are some standards which we already discussed, right? And I'm just going to move with it. And these are the things also we have discussed in previous classes, right? How the electronic fluorescent ballast, how it's working. These are the things we have discussed, right? So these also things we have discussed about how actually is now working. And we'll see today, straight away moving into harmonics, right? So in last classes we have just stopped somewhere over here, right? So we are just going to giving a power supply, single phase power supply, and we're having switching device over here. So due to that, right? So you could see. So this is what my blue color denotes that what could I say? So it's what my input voltage, right? So AC in nature, you could see it's what as a pure sinusoidal waveform, and this is what some gray color, right? So you could see that gray color, it's now current waveform, right? So it's now current waveform. You could clearly understood, right? So we're not actually consuming flow of current, right? So in the time period, so 0 to for example 0.001 second, there is no power. There is no power. It's now withdrawn. So there is no flow of current which is now flowing through my applications. So after that, the current is now flowing. So after that, this time period, so the current is now off, again on. So we are just going to we are not going to be continuously consuming a flow of current, right? So it's going to have that this much discontinuous operation, right? So but my voltage, it will continuous voltage, right? So my current is not that much, right? So this is why electronic tube light or electronic that is LED. So what are the things, right? We have discussed many number of lamps. Why they just consuming only a less amount of power, around 20 watts, 25 watts, right? So because of we are not going to consuming flow of current rates at continuous manner, so we are just going to have a discontinuous mode. So இது எப்படி நடந்தது? With the help of switching devices. With the help of switching devices, we could able to stop the flow of current. We could able to we could just able to follow with the help of switching on time and off time. That is based upon duty cycle. We could able to adjust, right? So if by doing these things, we could able to reducing your electricity consumption about your applications, right? So that switching time, switching operations, these are the things we people already studied in our power electronics. I'm not going to much into detail. I'm not going. Right, now let's going to go with the harmonics. So by doing that switching operations over here, right? So there is a similarity. So there is there is a huge dissimilarity is going to happen. So for example, I'm just going to generate AC voltage set like this, right? So this is my voltage waveform. If I'm just going to producing AC voltage waveform, it should be like this. The same way, the current should be, it's directly proportional. So this is what my Ohm's law. The same way, the same pattern which the voltage is following, right? The same way, the current also needs to follow. The amplitude does not matter, right? So amplitude will be somewhat, it will be different, right? But my shape should be same as my voltage. But I am using switching devices in my applications. Due to this, so I'm just getting like this. I'm just getting like this thing, right? So I'm just getting like this shape of my current. So it's not exactly look like my voltage waveform, right? So this current is now flowing with the help of my applied voltage, but the current should follow the same waveform. But due to my switching devices, right, I'm just having this type of a thing. So the same way, you could able to, I already told that input voltage 50 hertz. So in my input voltage is now here is input in a compact fluorescent lamp, right? CFL bulb. So this is our CFL bulb, already we have discussed, right? So input power supply is now 50 hertz, but my output is now around 50 kilohertz. So 2 kilohertz to 50 kilohertz. So it shows that your current waveform and voltage waveform is now continuously changing, and we are just going to increasing your frequency. So these things will cause your voltage is now in the form of a discharger, right? So we'll see. So due to these things, right? So due to these switching operations of our switching devices, definitely there is a noise is going to be added into our power grid. That is called my harmonics. That name is now called harmonics. We'll see in detail. So for example, we are having two types of loads, right? So linear and non-linear loads, right? So we're going to go with it today. And for example, linear load. So let us consider on a resistor application, right? So on the resistor load application. Let's see my red color indicates that my voltage waveform. So it's like pure sinusoidal waveform, right? You could see pure sinusoidal waveform. For example, my current, which is now drawn from as application, right? So this also it will follow this same pattern. How the voltage is now same, right? So the same pattern, the voltage is also the current is also be follow the same pattern, right? But in my non-linear load, so my red indicates the voltage, but my blue indicates that current waveform. You could see the current is not exactly a voltage waveform. That it's not actually sinusoidal waveform. So what happened actually? எப்படி இது வந்துச்சுன்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னா, right? So this is the on period. So the current is now flowing to my applications. Now it's cut off. After time, sometimes it's now start to flow and it's cut off. So again it start to flow and sometimes it's off, again it's on. So the cycle will be look like this. The current waveform will be look like this. So the current waveform will be, it should be like this. But my voltage waveform, I'm just going to write in a green color. So it's now only one cycle. Got idea? So நல்லா வாட்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தெரியும். So voltage waveform ஒரு cycle தான் complete பண்ணுது. My current waveform 2 cycle complete பண்ணுது. So இந்த 2 cycle எப்படி வந்துச்சு? Because of we are using switching devices. You could see my input power supply, rectifier, AC power supply is now electronic. I'm talking about electronic ballast. In the electronic ballast, how that harmonics is now getting injected, right? So I'm still talking about those things, right? Now the AC voltage which we are just going to give it, right? So now it's now converted to DC, and after DC, through these control ICs, we are just able to generate a gate signal, and this gate signal is now going to this MOSFET switching devices. So then you could able to change your frequency, right? So now we'll have a different frequency. Due to these switching operations, my current will be like this, right? So the current waveform will be it's getting introduced. So the same way, the current which is drawn from a application side, it should be like this in the sense my voltage waveform is now getting distorted, right? It should be like this. So say, okay, what are the different non-linear applications as a load electrical appliances, right? So what are the things will be able, namely, so this is what my personal computer and washing machine and refrigerator, and we'll have a light dimmer. So we'll have 3-4 different types of applications in our home side. So this will be non-linear loads. So how we just could able to call it as non-linear load? So in our computer we'll have SMPS, switched mode power supply, right? So in switched mode power supply, so right, so we'll our monitor it needs a different current rating and different voltage. My keyboard and mouse and hard drive and a different CPU fan. So it's kind of different types of applications, right? It needs different rating current it actually needed. So for that purpose, the SMPS is now going to give you or maybe deliver a different current, different kind of current, right? So different value of current is going to be generated. So how it's going to be create that much value? So with the help of switching devices. That's all right. The same way, my washing machine also. The same way, my refrigerator. Same way, right? So these are the example for non-linear loads, right? Now, for example, my voltage waveform, if it is look like this for a pure resistive load, right? For example, due to my non-linear load, my voltage waveform is now getting like this. So it's not exactly sine wave, right? So it's not exactly sine wave. So okay, sir, if sine wave ballana enna prashna, right? Because in my generation stations, we are generating AC waveform in the form of look like this. Mathematically, we're just representing that AC voltage would be like this, right? But when application is now changing, my application is now due to my non-linear loads, right? So what it would like this, right? It tends to my entire transmission conductor line is going to be getting affected in the form of heat energy, right? So because we are just the generator is going to be generate like this. My consumer side it will be look like this. Now the generator is going to be generate this much. Now the consumer is going to be opposing this much, right? Definitely there is a huge thing is now going to happen in my electrical grid side. So definitely, so due to these switching devices operations, definitely my voltage waveform that is called my supplied voltage, power supply voltage in grid is now getting distorted like this, right? So இப்படி இருக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலா இப்படி இருக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலா இப்படி இருந்துச்சு. Instead of we are having two humps over here because of my switching devices, rectifier, inverters, right? So இப்படி இருந்ததுன்னா definitely in my network side there is a huge issue is going to happen, right? So now distorted periodic wave that is called my harmonics, right? And for example, this is my voltage waveform and this is my current waveform. For example, red color indicates that my voltage and supply voltage V sub X is, and my this blue color it towards that my flow of current. So right, flow of current. So for example, I'm having a different kind of switching operations in my load side. So for example, my red pathina, so it will be the time period, right? So this much time or half cycle, one more negative cycle. But my current pathina, one half cycle, one more half cycle. So one cycle completed. So one. Now second cycle is now completed over here and third cycle. So red பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு cycle complete பண்றப்ப எனக்கு blue 3 cycles complete பண்ணுது. So எப்படி இந்த 3 cycles create ஆச்சுன்னா due to my switching devices frequency operations, right? So duty cycle return the fast switching speed. So right, so due to that, the current waveform, which is not exactly my sinusoidal waveform, so due to this, right, my this red color voltage waveform is going to be affected look like this. My in my back end, right, so we could have that shadow. So that is my supplied voltage VFX instead of this sign pure sinusoidal இருக்கிறதுக்கு பதிலா due to this my current, right. So my voltage supply voltage is now it's look like this, like it's now getting distorted, right? In my gray color you could see 4 and now it's getting distorted. So இந்த மாதிரி ஆச்சு என்ன நடக்கும்னு பாருங்க. So if your fundamental frequency is now 1 hertz, my harmonics is 3. So this is my third order harmonic system. And if it is my red is my back like my original voltage, right? My orange pathina is my input current, right? That's called drawn current, right? So 1 2 3 4 5 cycles complete பண்ணிருக்கு. So red பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஒரு cycle complete பண்றப்ப எனக்கு drawn current is now 5 cycles complete பண்ணிருக்கு. So it's now fifth order harmonic. So the entire system is now converted to this green color. This entire voltage waveform is now getting distorted like this. This is not exactly sinusoidal waveform. So if it distort ஆச்சுன்னா என்ன ஆகும்னு பார்க்கலாம். So if a nonlinear load is now tends to it will leads you, right? So voltage is now getting distorted. So due to this, your line loss is going to be getting increased. So because of I'm just going to transmit electrical power in through conductor only. So right, so the conductor the AC power is now traveling. So due to this switching devices, harmonic is going to be introduced. So due to this, heavy heat energy is going to be built up on my line conductor. So if the conductor is getting more heated, definitely the power loss is going to be occur, right? The same way, if the more heat will leads you your application, right? So that equipment, electrical equipment is getting damaged. The same way, we are also using power factor correction at substation, right? So definitely this harmonics it will introduce more heat on my power factor correction capacitor, and then finally that capacitor is getting burned. The same way, due to this harmonics, my increased the cost bill, right? It will be going to be increased. Finally, the total energy is going to be getting wasted. So due to this harmonics, right? So these are the entire power grid is getting affected, right? So the harmonics எப்படி create ஆகுதுன்னு mainly my switching devices, right? We'll see one more example. So let us see here we are having a power plant, right? So power generation system over here, and that the generated electrical power is now transmitted through my overhead transmission line, and we are just coming to my substation. After that, distribution transformer, and finally we'll have applications. One, so we'll have a residential application or industrial application or maybe a municipal, right? So here only the harmonics is going to be getting generated. So here no harmonics in substation, no harmonics, transmission no harmonics. But in my application side, there is a huge issue because we are using different types of applications we are using. That's why in different purposes we are having different types of applications. So due to those applications, definitely, right, my current will be like this. So because I need to reduce my power consumption, I'm just going to optimally using my power consumption. That's why I'm just going to go with the switching devices, even though now switching device use பண்ணி optimal energy consumption பண்ணி energy bill, electrical bill I'm just going to pay smaller, right? Even though, right, if we are just going to use those technologies, there is a problem, right? So even every technology has its own advantage and disadvantage. Advantage பார்த்தீங்கன்னா power consumption reduce பண்ண முடியும் based upon my demand by using switching devices. But this also going to introduce a harmonic into the electrical grid. So அப்போ இது ஒரு drawback இருக்கு switching device use பண்ணல. So அப்போ we need to restrict, I mean, to reduce the harmonics effect. So நல்லா வாட்ச் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தெரியும். So for example, this third consumer, they are using more what could I say, more switching devices applications. That's why their conductor line, right? So you could say red color, more heat is going to be developed. This conductor is also connected with my near neighbor house, right? So this conductor is also going to be more heated. This entire conductor is now connected with my distribution transformer. So this also it will get more heated, right? So due to this harmonics, my neutral line conductor, this black or white color, right? So this conductor it also gets more flow of current in my neutral line also. So this entire thing is now getting affected. So due to my harmonics, right? For example, we already know that, right? So how actually harmonics is introduced. அது பார்த்துட்டோம். Now, how we could able to reduce or how we could able to restrict the harmonic injection towards the electrical power grid. That's how we could able to do. So already we know, right? So how actually that harmonics is generated with the help of switching devices. The same way in a power factor correction. So due to my inductive load, induction motors, right? Inductive load, due to my inductive load, definitely there is now phase angle is getting introduced with the respect of my voltage and current waveform, and which is going to use capacitor. With the help of capacitor, you could able to that is called kVAR, right? So with the help of capacitor, you could able to compensate your power factor corrections, right? So those things will be useful over there. The same way in harmonics, right? So how we could able to reduce it? The same way. Before into that, so in power factor correction, so we have had a method, right? So we are just going to add a branch of capacitors with this, which is parallelly connected with my induction type loads. Definitely, it will give you a good power factor correction improvement, right? So for that problem, so we need to choose that capacity of capacitor, right? So we need to choose the correct value of a capacitor for improving your power factor correction. So அதை எப்படி choose பண்ணுவாங்க, that capacitor, how we could able to choose? So based upon my application, based upon my inductive load, right? Based upon my induction application, induction, for example, which could use 100 HP induction motor, definitely based upon 100 HP horsepower, they need to wind a copper conductor over inside my motor. So due to that, so before choosing a power factor correction capacitor, we need to measure how much inductance is going to be built up on my induction motor, right? So we need to measure that one. Then only we could able to choose a particular capacitor value to compensate power factor correction. So right, we need to do a back end calculations over there. The same way here, so we need to restrict or we need to reduce the harmonics. So for that purpose, we need to measure or we need to find out how much harmonics is now getting injected to this power grid. Then only we could able to restrict. So for that purpose, we need to measure your harmonics level. So for that purpose only, this man is now coming. So you people already studied about in our lower semester, that is called my M2 M3, that is called Fourier transform. He is a man, say Fourier. He's a good mathematician as well as great physicist, right? So he just they founded a Fourier transform equations, Fourier transform or Fourier series. So with these things, we could able to predict, or we could able to measure the harmonics which is going to be generated with the help of switching devices. Once you could able to find those levels of harmonics, then you could able to filter out, right? We'll go with that. For example, how? So this was my pure sinusoidal waveform, and due to switching devices, my drawn current should be like this. So due to this drawn current, it will force to this my voltage. Now the voltage waveform is getting distorted, right? So this volt actually harmonically distorted voltage, right? So we need to what could I say? We need to bring it to normal sinusoidal waveform. So adukena panna we need to add a filters. So where we are just changed in capacitor in our power factor correction, the same way we need to use some more components over here to reduce harmonics. So before into that, what is weight harmonics and how we could able to calculate harmonics, right? So this is the ratio between my summation of squares of RMS value of harmonic into RMS value of fundamental component. So in power, we are having two types of component, voltage and current. So if you're just going to measure THD on my voltage, or if you're just going to measure THD on current, we need to have two different types of formula. It's very easy. Square root of summation of square of what could I say? RMS value of harmonic component. If it's going to measure current harmonics, we need to go with it current thing. If it's going to go with it voltage, we need to go with it this thing. This is a straightforward formula. You could able to find out total harmonic distortion about current, or maybe you could able to find voltage. So this is a formal definition about TK states of famous two more question also, right? And now how we could able to measure. So now in my I'm just going to measure with the help of power quality analyzer. So we are just having a meter, right? How we are just using a measuring instrument we are having in our lab, right? So we are using multimeter, right? Voltmeter, ammeter, power meter. The same way, there is a meter called power quality analyzer. So this quality of power. So how we could able to measure the quality of power? So with the help of this meter, right? Power analyzer or power quality analyzer. With those things, we could able to measure. We could able to measure voltage, current, phase angle difference between voltage waveform, current waveform. We could measure power factor. We could able to measure harmonics, right? So we could able to measure everything, right? So that's why it's called a power quality analyzer. So we could able to measure everything. So this is what my distorted waveform. Now my input frequency is now 50 hertz. Now reference point. So it's now going to be with the help of my input power supply detailed as well as my current waveform. It's going to find out these frequencies. Then you could able to subtract it, and finally you could able to have your fundamental pure sinusoidal waveform. So this is the procedure about our Fourier transform. And with these principles, they just power quality analyzer that hardware is now that's called a CRO, right? So we people call it a CRO, but that is called that is also it has some scope, right? That's why it's called power quality analyzer. So you could able to see these things, right? Now I'm straight away moving into these things, right? So actually, our application, for example, we are just having a tube light and we are having a CFL light. So how much that harmonics is needs to be injected, right? So initial class we started, right? That standards, right? In the standards, we could see that a number of manufacturing standards, NEMA, IEEE 519. We have came across with different types of standards, right? So here, this is one more standard that is called IEEE 5191992. So this standard we have already crossed about these things, right? For this IEEE 519 indicates that this standard refers that harmonic injection limit towards my power grid. So maximum harmonic distortion injection. So this is the limit actually. So this is the limit that is called TDD in the sense total demand distortion. So THD is total harmonic distortion about a particular application, because different types of application it has its own THD. But TTD is the total demand distortion about whole your applications, or maybe whole cumulative THDs, right? These things. And for example, if you are just going to consume about less than 20 ampere current, your TTD will be less than 5. ஸோ யாரால எந்தெந்த அப்ளிகேஷன்லாம் 20 ஆம்பியருக்கு பிலோ கன்சியூம் பண்ணதோ அந்த அப்ளிகேஷன் எல்லாமே இட் நீட்ஸ் டு இன்ஜெக்ட் அபவுட் 5.0 அபவுட் டிடிடி ஒன்லி. இதுக்கு மேலே வந்ததுன்னா அந்த ப்ராடக்ட் இட்ஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு பி குட் ப்ராடக்ட் as well as that product is not certified with IEEE, right? ஸோ மார்க்கெட்டில் நம்ம செல் பண்ண முடியாது. The same way, you could say 550 to 100 ampere. So that TTD injection to it, my power grid would be 12. So if you're just going to consuming more than industry lights, we're just going to consuming more than 1000 ampere, that TTD will be 20. So these are the some limits, right? So limits about our harmonic limits about our power grid. So it will be applicable to 120 single phase voltage to 69 high tension voltage also, right? So this is the limit, right? So with these data only, the manufacturer they're just going to manufacture their applications, right? So this is some one more thing which we need to go with it. And now we'll just coming into second part of our today classes, right? So these are the very important thing, right? So if you are using switching devices, you could able to reduce your you could able to reduce your electricity consumption, and you could able to efficiently utilize your electrical bill, right? The same way, it's also going to be inject harmonics to your power grid. So definitely due to this power grid harmonics injection due to this is right. So total power system is going to be getting collapsed. Now, what are the techniques to reduce or maybe to remove this harmonics? We'll see. For example, we are having a VFD, so variable frequency drive, to adjust your speed of your induction motor, right? So it's going to adjust your induction motor in industry. So above 5 HP motor, definitely we could use a variable frequency drive. So already we have discussed in our Powertronic laboratory. So that input AC power supply, three-phase, but let us consider three-phase AC motor. So the three-phase power supply is now straight away converted into a DC power supply with the help of switching devices, right? It's going to convert it into DC. Again, we're just going to convert it into AC with a different frequency, right? So this is how the induction motor is now controlled with the help of VFD, right? So in the VFD cleaner, switching devices, right? Just now we have discussed. So due to these switching devices, definitely harmonics is now generated. The same way, we are now, we could see here we'll have three-phase input power supply. But let us consider we are having a SCR over here, 6 SCR, and my AC voltage is now converted to DC. And DC again, it will be going to convert to AC, and we are just going to put it into my AC motor. It's now getting rotated. So I already told that by switching on, switching off these switching devices, your harmonics is going to be generated in path of. So how we could able to restrict? The same way by doing this switching operations, you could see in my right side. So this is the exact current which is drawn from my power supply. You could see. So this is not exactly a sine waveform. So this is what a current waveform, right? So my voltage waveform will be like this. The wave I'm just drawing AC voltage, let's in a red color. It's now look like AC waveform, but my current drawn which is from input supply is not like a AC waveform, right? So you could see. So how we could able to modify these things, right? By simply adding one small inductor, right? It's not a small inductor, since in picture it will look like a small. So by adding small DC link inductor after my rectification. So if I'm just going to add a inductor after my rectification purpose, you could able to reduce, if you could able to reduce your THD total harmonic distortion about nearly 40%, you could able to reduce it by simply adding an inductor after my rectification process. So even though, so we could add 3 individual inductor on my series with my before rectification, right? So it's going to add 3 individual inductor on before rectification, after rectification. You could see, so you could have that difference, right? So I will just moving into switch into my previous diagram. You could see, so before adding my inductor over here, you could see 1 bump or 2 hump, 3 hump. After adding, is now somewhat it's getting reduced. This is due to my inductor things, right? So now somewhat it's getting eliminated. So THD will be somewhat it's going to be reduced about 30%. So 45% reduced as well as now it's now coming into 35. So totally it's now somewhat it's getting eliminated. So these are the things. So by adding this inductor, right? So series after before rectification is called passive filter operation. So this is called passive mechanism. So these are the thing is now called passive filter mechanisms, right? So why it's called passive, especially, right? So based upon my inductor load, so based upon my induction motor over here, it has inductor, right, inductive property, because in a coil conductor is now wound over there, right? So while the motor is now running, we couldn't able to change this value of inductors, right? So where we are still connected. So at running time, we couldn't able to change it. If you want to change this value of my inductor, we need to switch off this application, power off on it. We need to remove it and we need to replace it with a new value. But my running time, we couldn't able to change this. That's why this is called passive mode. So one more mode is also available, that is called my active filter. So active filters, we couldn't able to, we could able to change this inductor value at runtime also. That's why it's called active filter. That was most important as well as useful in industry. They're also following an active type, because in runtime we couldn't able to change this inductor value in my this passive filter, but in active we could able to change this value. Right, so these are the things we people already clearly discussed in our previous semester, like power quality already participating. Anyway, I'm just going to recall it once again, right? So we are just going to go with a shunt active filter. So we'll just move on to active filters and active filters, right? So you could see this is what my three-phase power supply over here. This is what my three-phase power supply, and these are my drives. This is called VFD drives, variable frequency drives. This are called my AC servo motors. We are having AC servo motors, three servo motors. So this power supply is now coming, right? So it's now took off one, two, three power supplies now. There are three applications now we are connected. Now where actually filter? So here see, you could have that inductors over here, right? So the inductors are over, it's connected. So I already told that. So in my passive filter, we couldn't able to change this value of inductor at runtime, but I told that in my active filter we could able to change. How so? How it will be, right? Now there is a feedback. There is a controller over here. There is a controller over here, that called the duty cycle generator, a pulse width modulation generator, right? So I'm just going to take a input as a reference over here. How actually our harmonics is now getting generated, I'm just going to take as a reference point to my controller, right? So once that controller is found those harmonic levels, it's going to generate a control signal. This control signal is now applied to this my switching devices. So based upon my harmonics in my load, based upon my harmonics in this power grid, right? So in my applications, right? So due to those value, the controller is automatically generate a control signal, and this control signal is going to driven my switching devices over here, right? So this switching device is going to be continuously changing its position. So based upon the output watch பண்ணி பாருங்க, output எங்க கனெக்ட் ஆயிருக்கு பாருங்க. There is a transformer, right? So star delta transformer or delta delta transformer. After that, we are having inductor. So you could able to change this value of inductor by changing this position of your state of maybe your switching devices, right? By changing this status of, or maybe state of your switching devices, you could able to vary the flow of inductance. So sorry, you could able to change the flow. Sorry, you could able to change the value of inductance over here by changing this state of switching devices. So இது எப்படி work ஆகும்? Based upon my harmonics and based upon my loads, right? So we could able to change this value of this inductors by dynamically, right, at running time. So this is why it's called active filter, right? So we'll have one more type. It is called a 12 pulse rectifier. You could see we are using only 6 IGBT, but we are here using 3, 6, 9 and 12. 12 switching devices we are using. The same way input power supply we are using over here, and after that we'll have a phase shift phase shift transformer after that. So for example, nalla watch panni parunga. So here input power supply is not directly given to my rectification circuit. Before, in between, I'm just going to add 3 phase phase shift transformer, phase shift star delta transformer. அப்ப ஸ்டாரோட அவுட்புட் எடுத்து ஒரு ரெக்டிஃபை பண்றேன், டெல்டா அவுட்புட் எடுத்து வந்துட்டு ஒரு ரெக்டிஃபை பண்றேன். ஸோ இது ரெண்டும் என்ன பண்ண போறேன், லோடுக்கு கொடுக்க போறேன் த்ரூ மை டிசி லிங்க் கெப்பாசிட்டர். ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் ஆல்சோ ஒன் மோர் மெத்தட் டு ரெடியூஸ் யுவர் ஹார்மோனிக்ஸ். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் this one, by simply adding a inductor after rectification, and there's one more method before rectification we need to add inductor. And here we'll have IGBT based 6 switching devices at 12. Just next method, 12 device, 12 switching devices, but we need to add three phase shift, right? So just keep in mind, this is not a normal transformer. This is called phase shift transformer. You could have the two output star delta, right? So then definitely then we'll have a definitely DC, and after that we'll have a inductor also over here. This is called my 12 pulse rectifier. How we could able to find out harmonics, right? So this is a simple formula. You could able to find out your harmonics value. So namely called, this formula H is equal to k cube plus or minus 1. So k denotes that my harmonics order, right? So 1 2 3 4, and we'll have that one more thing that's called cycle frequency, and q is number of switching devices, where how much switching devices we are using, and plus or minus 1. This is a formula, right? So if you're using 6 pulse rectifier, for example this one, 6 pulse rectifier, we could able to calculate. So first order harmonic or second order harmonic. So how many switching devices? 6 devices, right? So 5 and 7. And second order harmonic, third order harmonic. The same way, if you are using 12 pulse rectifier drive, then you could able to have a calculations. So these are my harmonics level. You could see 5th order, 11th order, 7th, 13th, right? So you could have the different types of harmonics over here. Now your inductor value, your current value after my 12 pulse rectifier, you could our current will be somewhat look like a sinusoidal waveform, right? So by adding these active filters, you could able to bring your current waveform into look like a sinusoidal waveform, right? Somewhat your harmonics level is getting reduced. You could have an 18 pulse rectifier also. By increasing your switching devices, right? So we could able to increase our TST level, right? So in the form of negative mode. So instead of using a three-phase phase shift transformer, you could use auto transformer also, you could use, right? So this is one more hardware example. So this is one more hardware example about your shunt active filter. So these are my shunt active filter hardware. You could have that motherboard, and I couldn't able to zoom it over here. You could have that controller. So right, so based upon this, that switching device is going to be generate those things, right? So I'm not going to zoom it, right? So I'm couldn't able to zoom it also, right? By you could able to use this shunt active filter, you could able to reduce your TH level below 5% or less than 5%. You could able to reduce. So this is a harder example from Yaskawa company, Yaskawa, right? And now I'm just going to show you a small video about harmonics level. One second. How you could able to harmonic drive, how it's actually used in industry. I'm just going to share a small video. You could easily understood how actually drive is now inserted and where it should be inserted. I think my screen is visible to you, right? I think you could see my screen. It's getting shared. Yes, ABB. You could get my screen on screen.
Harmonics exist in any big power supply network. They pollute the electricity supply as soon as it is consumed by the factory. Introduced by the nonlinear loads from the equipment connected to the network, they start to disrupt your operation right away. The harmonics affect power transformers, power factor correction capacitors, lighting, and IT systems.
So I already told that, so your distribution transformer is getting more heated, as well as my power factor correction capacity is also getting more heated. Even our lighting loads is getting flicker, and even your computer is going to be get more heated. So due to this harmonics, right? So we need to restrict those harmonics.
Systems. We have been refining our decades of experience in drives technology to produce less harmonics, keeping power networks as clean and stable as possible. A cleaner power network means the equipment wastes less energy and heat, less unwelcome disturbances occur, and hence we achieve better power and productivity overall. Our range of ultra-low harmonic drives have built-in features which produce exceptionally low harmonic content at the drive's input. All this is achieved without external filters or multi-pulse transformers. This helps you to choose the right dimensions for your transformer. Overheating due to harmonics can be compensated for by overdimensioning, but that also increases costs. By adding ultra-low harmonic drives to your system design, you have precisely dimensioned machines that would lead.
Actually, if you're just going to prefer about, we're just going to install a large type of transformer in our industry, we need to buy one more harmonic, right? So one more harmonic drive, we are just going to add it before these things. And your transformer is going to supply more number of electrical power to my application side. And due to my application, various kinds of non-linears in your industry, definitely those switching device is going to generate more harmonics. Those harmonics is now straight away going to disturb my transformer, right? So Pennapanapura, I'm just going to connect this harmonic drive, which we just discussed, 12 pulse, 18 pulse. Right, this shunt active filter is now connected in shunt mode, right? It's going to generate opposite harmonics wave. It's going to be cancelled my oncoming harmonics. Now both are cancelled each other. My transformer is now going to be run in a smooth mode. So this is what my operations, right? So anyway, my initial cost, it will be somewhat very high, but once we just installed it, right, so we could able to increase our transformer efficiency and life, right, the same way.
To a more efficient and reliable operation, so you enjoy a longer lifespan from your equipment, a smooth network, less maintenance, and more uptime. Even when large distances from the power supply result in a weak network, you can still operate smoothly. The active supply unit in the ultra-low harmonic drive is able to stabilize output voltage, which guarantees full motor voltage, full motor power for the maximum efficiency possible from the pump or driven load. This is critical in many industries with large power supply networks, where production and environmental benefits are significant from less tripping, more uptime, and lower costs due to.
Okay, these are the drive, one more hard drive example. I am just going to show one more small video, about 2 minutes video. You could easily found out, right? So actually what actually is going, I'm just going to share what could I say, MATLAB file.
Here is the model that we're working with. Our aircraft.
Actually, this is a simulation model about our aircraft power network, right? So in our what could I say, in airport, we are just going to generate electrical power, and we are just utilizing those electrical power into my in electrical airport stations, right? So these are the things will be available. So in electrical, they're just using a generator over there, and generator power என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, they're just using for a DC load, they're using for AC load. So AC load என்னென்ன யூஸ் பண்றாங்கன்னா, there is a pumping, electrical water pumping, and lamp, AC voltage lamp, and motors, and they're just going to convert the generated AC power into DC power. Again, the DC voltage they're just utilizing. So here will n number of switching devices that are using over there. So this is small animations, right? So simulation video, you could easily find out how much harmonics is going to be generated with the help of FFT algorithm, right? So MATLAB is now, it's a powerful tool to analyze your those mathematical thing. You could easily identify how actually power FFT is now going to be extract, and how it's going to be found, how much harmonics is going to be generated. You could see easily here, right? I'm just going to play it.
Power network consists of a generator, an AC bus, AC components on the network, as well as a transformer rectifier unit with a DC bus. We would like to measure the power quality at different points in the network under different conditions. To start, I'll show you how to do it interactively for just the generator, and then I'll show you how to automate that process using MATLAB. First, we're going to run the simulation to collect the data we need to calculate total harmonic distortion. This plot shows the line-to-line voltage coming from the generator.
You could see this is a voltage waveform which is now generated by a generator, but that generator voltage is now getting affected. So why this generated voltage itself is getting affected? Because due to my switching devices over, it's now connected to this is bus bar, right? This is a total bus bar. It's now connected over my generator, and after bus bar we're having different types of different kind of applications: lamp, actuator, DC conversion. So due to these switching devices, my generated power supply voltage is now getting distorted, right? So due to my switching devices, that's what my harmonics, right? We need to find out how much harmonics is now injected and how we're just going to eliminate it, right? We're just going to show you, right?
You can see it is not a perfect sine wave. That means that there is the power quality on the network is affected by the components on the network. At the conclusion of the simulation, we will use FFT analyses to calculate total harmonic distortion. We'll double-click on the Power GUI and open up the FFT analysis tool. Here you can see it has automatically loaded the data that I just recorded from my simulation. We will select the FFT window, specify the fundamental frequency and the range, and then we will display the results. Here you can see that the total harmonic distortion is 2.
So you could easily found that total harmonic distortion about 2.73% is total in network. So அதில் எது அதிகமாக இருக்கும் பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first order, fifth order, seventh order, 11th order, 13th order, and 17th order, 19th order. இந்த frequency தான் இருக்கு. ஸோ இதெல்லாம் எப்படி ஜென்ரேட் ஆச்சுன்னா வித் ஹெல்ப் ஆஃப் மை சுவிட்சிங் டிவைசஸ். அங்கே எனக்கு சுவிட்சிங் டிவைஸ் எந்த ஆப்ரேஷனல் ரன் ஆகுதோ அந்த மாதிரி எனக்கு we could have that harmonics, right?
0.73%. And here you can see the contributions at the different orders. This shows us how we can calculate total harmonic distortion interactively, but we would like to automate this process so we can calculate it under various conditions and at different points in our network. To do that, we'll use a MATLAB script. Here you can see a MATLAB script where we have used the command power FFT scope to calculate total harmonic distortion. Here we've specified a range of test points, so during different drive cycles at different times corresponding to conditions where we want to measure power quality. I will now go to the command window and run this script. It will advance through the 20 points and calculate and plot the total harmonic distortion. So you can see there are conditions where the total harmonic distortion is very low and other conditions where it is high. Using this automated test, I could identify conditions that cause concern, configure the model, and then see if I can improve the power and quality under those conditions. In this demonstration, we have seen how we can analyze power quality in our network.
Right, so this is one more small example for you people, right? So these are the things about your measurement of harmonics and what are the different ways to reduce your harmonics, right? So with that, I'm just going to conclude today's classes, right? So even though 1 second, so I guess this is the last topic in our